Hi everyone, it's Bridget here. I am here in the middle of a forest, actually right on the coast. You can actually see the ocean behind me as the sun's going down. And I'm on Orcas Island, which is in the Pacific Northwest off the coast near Vancouver Island, and it's just absolutely magical here. I wanted to talk to you today about rewilding. It's obviously a popular topic with Daniel Vitalis, and I've been doing awesome rewilding things such as jumping into the freezing ocean, naked, and harvesting wild seaweeds and medicinal mushrooms and all kinds of fun stuff. And actually the rewilding I want to talk to you about today is the rewilding of our cultural wild nature. Often, and I've seen a lot of in spiritual circles, once we get to this place of getting out of the city, getting back into nature, this spiritual egos start to arise. And I have it, so many of us have it. And what happens is that it actually creates separation. So there's this egoic thing that occurs that goes like, I'm a vegan, or I don't go into cities, or I only meditate on the highest ideals, I don't swear, this kind of stuff that almost actually comes off kind of religious, and it's not inclusive, it is judgmental. And that's one of the things that we say that we don't want to embody, is this judgmental attitude. It's the concept of oneness that we're going for in these esoteric circles. So why, therefore, are then we judging something else? Because that creates separation. And so I wanted to talk about reincorporating these aspects of ourselves that we deem third dimensional, that we deem evil. You can see the parallels of what's starting to happen if we don't look at this. And one thing is, of course, it pushes others away, anyone that isn't like us. And the other thing that it does is it pushes aspects of ourselves away that aren't like that. And the thing that's interesting about that is we have these parts of ourselves that are dirty. We've got some dirt here. They're mucky. They're probably associated with our lower nature, lower aspects of ourselves, egoic aspects of ourselves. That isn't pretty. It isn't all Archangel Michael, gold light type stuff. This is our primal desires. This is wanting to be loved. It goes into that. It also goes into not being perfect, having frailties, having this lower nature aspect. But the interesting thing is if we look at nature, if we utilize nature as our teacher, we have this amazing dark, dirty mulch. And from this dark, dirty mulch grows the most amazing trees, flowers, blossoms. Like from everything that goes deep, it starts from this deep, dark, rich, dirty soil. From the void, from that space of things that might not be pretty, as well as the things of the unknown. And so reincorporating these energies in ourselves and really doing soul retrievals of these things we've left behind in the city, the steps that took us to where we are on our path right now, is so important, because these aspects of ourselves are strong, are fiery, are adaptable. The parts of ourselves that may be a part of the concrete jungle or may be part of 3D reality, but that strength, that determination got us to the spiritual path, or got us to this new aspect of ourselves that we're exploring. And so a real honoring of those parts of ourselves and a reintegration is going to be pivotal, because those parts of ourselves that may be more gritty are going to give us the resilience to see forward once again where our spiritual eyes might not see. It's like those eyes are like our street smarts, where we can see underneath and see behind and see, the big picture of what's really happening. And it's like our friend that we need to be really strong and really integrated as we venture into these next paths, like on our spiritual journey. And so we want to grow into a flower from the dirt. So what does this look like practically? Like some of the things that this could be. For me, these are just kind of simple things, but they run deep. One of the things is like I threw away all my makeup because it's like, oh, it's vain to like want to be beautiful, and it's not natural. And it's like, you know what? I want to be beautiful. That's something that is a part of my lower nature, but it's also how I express myself. So allowing myself to do that has been really powerful. Such things as, like, say, hip-hop dancing. I used to hip-hop in college, on the college dance team and stuff like that. And I don't hip-hop dance anymore because it's not spiritual. The spiritual circles don't listen to hip-hop music. So just incorporating those kinds of things. Even reincorporating and the rewilding does talk about getting back to our primal natures. But this erotic element in sexuality, like where you could only be in the higher chakras, and it's like bringing all of it into the physical is so important, because if we're just up here, it's not integrating back into us, back on earth, back into our bodies, and with our holistic being. So those are some of kind of the examples that have been for me. Patrick, my partner, has been amazing in this. He's been going back into the cities because that's something that's up for him, and socializing and reintegrating with people around the world rather than kind of being in an isolated pocket that's safe. So what it would look like is what is uncomfortable for you, peering back into, say, your past, or peering back into these aspects of yourself that you've moved on from. The question is, have you really moved on? Have you really integrated those energies? And if you have, that's cool. That's awesome. I mean, nature, I'm not forced to be in nature. Nature is a part of me, and so it's a thing that is me. I'm not really hiding in nature. I really am coming back to myself, as we all are. But some people use it as an escape. So just look at the motivations as to why and where you're doing things. And for those of you who haven't taken the exodus from the cities, from the 3D, from these other things, look to how you can become more wild. Look how, from a natural space. And also, because you're already there, because you haven't, say, left the cities or whatnot, see what is there that you can really integrate before you do leave, so you don't have to go back and, like, bring this other stuff with you, that you can bring all of you with you the whole way through. And so, for those of you, go into nature. So it's really kind of, there's been a transition period since, say the early 2000s for more of my generation, and or before for the generation before, and of course around 2012, all the awakening. And one of the things that's important is to constantly keep ourselves in check, because this is a longer process than I think we were told, or we conceived that it would be. We thought it was maybe going to be just like, oh, it's a few years and we ascend and aliens land and all this stuff happens, but it's a deeper, longer process. And so this rootiness of going back to all of ourselves is important for the long journey, for the longevity of who we want to be. So it's important to, check it all out. So with that being said, I love you. Thank you for watching. Subscribe here to my channel, my personal channel. And of course, you can see all the hybrid content on the Hybrid Children YouTube channel. And let me know how you're going to rewild yourself in nature and rewild yourself from a cultural standpoint, integrating those dark and dirty parts of yourself. So comment below.